Niceness. Can I have your attention, ladies and gentlemen? First things first, a big round of applause for big size Bebe Cool. Bebe Cool is in our space today. Good to see you, bro.
Good to see you too, bro.
It's been a minute. But finally we are here, and of course we're coming to you live on UBC TV and live on a Magic 1. Of course it's going to be an exciting edition. What I know about you is you take no prisoners. You say it as it is.
As it is, man. As it is.
Bebe Cool, big size, extra large, so many names. There's also another name. Mr. TB.
Yeah, that's my new name.
Should I actually also include Mr. Controversy?
If you wish so.
But good to see Mama Zuen amongst others. Yeah. The last time we had a one-on-one interview, I think a live one.
Yeah, it was more like 4
years back.
Yeah, man.
And by then we didn't have the capacity of having a live audience.
Yes, this is beautiful. Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I think I needed to be here.
This is where you have to be brave. This is where you have to be brave. All right, where do we even start from? I mean, there's quite a lot. They have their questions that will be later on. For now, let's start off with my questions.
Yes.
Bebe Cool, you're very vocal at so many things.
Yeah.
Vocal, of course, you're one of those people, when you speak about entertainment, you speak with authority as someone that has been in this game for quite a number of years.
Yes.
But we shall start with the musical bit of it.
Yep.
How would you assess the performance of basically the industry, how it has performed this year in general?
Well, I think first and foremost, I must say we're doing so good when it comes to the mindset, because the mindset was the most important thing. How do musicians perceive, or what do they want to do, or how far do they want to take it? So the mentality of the people who are in the music industry, be it DJs, be it Ugandan musicians, be it directors, producers, changed totally to the positive. Everyone wants to be on the big table. Everyone wants to be on the international. Everyone believes actually now. Everyone who touches everything believes in investment. Before it was all about looking for, some little money and adolescent decisions. But now you can see DJs are investing lots amounts of money in equipment. Producers, directors are investing in that. So the mentality is good. Now the industry, when it comes to artists and how far they've gone, I think it's a perfect and a visible thing to see that the music is way better now. By quality, the videos are good. By audio, sound, still lacking mastering, but at least it's better because everyone now cares about how their song, sounds. And there's way too much competition. I like the session of 3 years ago when the young, talented guys wanted to shed the who they call the old guys off. So it brought about a lot of vibration. Of course, so many artists have been pushed off the industry by the new coming ones. But of course, for me, I speak with authority. Yes, I'm still on top of the game. And it wasn't easy for me, though. But it brought about that, vibration and new direction again. And stepped the whole industry to the next level. And again, within the young talent that has come up, again, also amongst them, there was sieving. Because, yes, for 3 to 5 years back, the FIFA makers, the who's now, there were many. But now you can see they're starting to sieve. Some are laying off. The speed is too much. The budgets are coming up. The responsibilities are also coming in. In the last 5 years, they could make their 5 million and eat it all. But after 5 years, they got girlfriends, they got homes, they're building houses, they have to buy songs, they have to step up their videos, their audios. So it tends to stretch them a bit down, so they're coming where we are. Where, you have responsibility, a lot of responsibility, so your decisions don't you're not making decisions just because of music. A lot of other things. So the industry is doing good.
Okay, that's good to know. Last time we talked, you're like, you're one of those artists that moves with the trends, and you find that there are those who got comfortable with the old mindset. They fade out just like that.
Very true.
You also gave us indicators of an artist that has faded, because you also believe an artist can fade.
Yeah, that's true.
From you know, the interview that we had a couple of years back. Yes. Do you think the trends have changed in terms of we used to have the big three: Bebe, Chameleone, Bobi wine?
Yes.
Right. How would you rate the other two in terms of musical performance and clout?
Definitely, if you ask me how I'd rate my other colleagues, Jose Chameleone and Bobi wine musically, definitely they're dead musically. Chameleone is a bit trying, but of course politics has swallowed them completely, because they went into active politics, and now the field has been left for me, which is not fair, because definitely I cannot be competing with the young talent. It's okay if they wish the competition to be between me and the young talent. Well, then the young talent has a lot to learn. Yeah, they are at an advantage, and at the same time, I also think I'm lucky. If I'm going to compete with the new talent, then I'm going to learn new tricks. That's why it has been easy for me to evolve. Because if I'm fighting on stage with the likes of Daddy Andre, the likes of FIFA Maker, John Black, then I'm learning something from them. But they also have a lot to look at. You know, sometimes they have to look at budgets. They have to look at why I do the things I do, and what else apart from music am I doing. So it's okay. Maybe that's the whole thing. But truth be told, I'm alone now.
You're alone now. Now, where does this leave their musical legacy? If, let's say, like you've asserted, that they are off the chart, off the music grid completely?
Well, their legacy will never go off, because, I mean, they did their part, and I believe I can't speak authoritatively on their behalf, but because everyone has a plan. Maybe they'll come back when they're old and do something, but their legacy will never go off. I mean, they did good contribution to the music industry in Uganda. So you cannot rub away Jose Chameleone, neither can you rub away Bobi wine when it comes to the Ugandan music industry. Together we did a very good thing we vibrated the industry. We chased out Congolese out of our country. We made Ugandans love their own product. We did a lot. We really did a lot. So their legacy is still good.
What? Thank you. Where do they stand? You know, basically, what are their chances politically? Because Chameleone has political aspirations. From what I've been seeing on social media, standing as Lord Mayor for Kampala. Would you endorse or would you support Chameleone as your Lord Mayor?
Given the fact that he's not in my party, I have every obligation to support my party flag bearer, unfortunately. I wouldn't support him if he's not NRM. It's so obvious that my boss will tell me go and support our flag bearer. If Chameleone definitely was coming in for the NRM flag bearer, I would support him 100%. It's different though if you ask me, did they make the right choices of joining politics?
Yes, did they make the right choices?
I think to me it's a 50-50 game, and it's all about they could have made the right choices. I see Chameleone could actually, in the beginning I thought he has made mistakes, but maybe he has slowed down about it so that he can learn what the game is, because that's a totally different game. You know, what happens in there is totally different. For Bobi, I think he rushed it, and he has done too much in a very short time that could be destructive to himself, because there's too much that definitely, if people who have been in that ball game have not tackled, and you individually you tackle that in 2 years, definitely that becomes destructive. But if it was the general issue of saying, okay, did they do good to join politics? Did they do good for themselves? Maybe yes, because their families need to, stay earning. And with the music, maybe it wasn't going so well.
Okay.
And again, if they give themselves time, maybe they can be constructive to the country. My only problem is that rush. Yet you definitely know, knowledge comes with age and experience.
Do you think Bobi Wine can actually win the presidency in 2021?
Definitely not. Not even in the next 20 years. Not at all. I mean, the beautiful thing about Uganda is now most young people or most of us are educated a bit, so we can weigh things, we can see things. It's no longer like those days when you just dream things and they be. So here we are talking obviously, issues, okay? To win a presidential election, it's not popularism. It's not how popular you are. No. It comes with a lot. So I guess I don't want to turn this into a Bobi Wine interview, but I would say definitely not in the next 20 years.
Next 29 years. All right. Now, a couple of months back, I think it was at Kampala Serena Hotel, you, Bobi Wine, I think it was Roger Mugisha, that came up with that gesture of you guys shaking hands, right? Was it real? I mean, did you make peace with him, or it was just for the cameras?
I think people make a lot of mistakes to assume things. When people meet and do handshakes, it doesn't mean they peace out on everything else that they've been. It was a handshake. We old people. We're not going to meet and box each other. No. We meet in front of fans. We can sit together on the table just like it was. But it doesn't mean our differences are done. Differences are always done with artists when we address the issues. If we haven't addressed issues, then definitely not true.
What are some of those issues? This is going to be, I think, the very last one, in line with Bobi Wine. I hope, because I'm sure many questions are coming through on social media and even with the audience. Later on, we shall open our studio line and talk to Ugandans and even those across the world who could be tuned in right now. Now, what is that one thing, or what are some of those issues that you actually need to resolve with Bobi Wine, which have stayed for?
It all has everything to do with respect and the fact that ego. So for me, I still say the same thing. If you want my respect, you better respect me.
Yeah.
If you done wrong, you better apologize. If you feel you're too big to apologize, then I'll show you size.
Yeah,
That's as simple as that.
That must be that gentleman right there must be your biggest fan. He's always here. I think every single week wearing Bebe Cool t-shirt, Musoga Eclipse. Must be your #1 fan. Okay. Yes.
This is going to be a public holiday now.
You can resume your position. We're still continuing with our exclusive interview. We are coming to you live from Broadcast House. And it's exclusive with one Bebe Cool in the building. How is Zuwen and family? How are they doing?
They're doing good. I mean, what can I say?
Yeah.
I'm lucky to have such a beautiful wife and family.
Yeah.
And I thank God for, I mean, who are we as men without, strong women and good kids? And, it describes the whole situation. When you look at your family, the direction, the things they're doing, how they look, and how the public perceives them, then you know that you've done a good investment in life.
I was, at your home, recently, and I must say I was so inspired with what I saw, what you've been building, what you've been putting together. I remember there was a time when you were actually still staying around Stretcher.
Yes.
People were saying
small thing.
Yes. People were saying all sorts of stuff, not knowing you were up to something.
I think that's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
And this message is out to the young people. Don't do things because of what people say.
Yeah.
No. As long as you know you have a target, and as long as you know you're doing the right thing, you stick to that.
Yeah.
At the right time, they'll say, they'll go back and eat their own words. So don't allow people to put you on pressure.
Yeah, yeah.
No. Because everything happens at the right time. It can happen at 30, it can happen at 40, at 50, at 70. I remember one of those times, one person that made my life come so comfortable is my father.
Yeah.
When I went to my father 20 years ago and I told him I wanted to build my house, he told me, why are you in a rush? Why don't you use that little money you have to do a business that brings money? Because you see, if you build a house when you're young, a house is a liability. A liability is something that just keeps on taking money from you. Because you're going to pay this, pay that, this. It has already taken that big money. Yeah. It's not bringing in. Unless if you're building them for rent.
Yeah.
So he's like, and even if so, you cannot live in one house from the age 25 until 80. You can't. It becomes boring. That's why you find many people breaking. But no, break here, open up here, and then that's why most men stop coming home to their wives, because the whole building is so boring for the last 15 years. He's looking at the same thing, so he looks for a young girl who rents another apartment, so he feels mentally the apartment is a new environment. All those things are to be considered. So my father spoke to me. I rarely used to speak to my father, but when I took a very big, nice plan of my house, and it's like, oh, okay, this is nice, but I think you need to think about houses that bring you money. That's why the apartments came first. And then later, of course, I'm putting up the mansion, the family house, but at my pace, because even during that time I spoke to Dr. Sudhir Pereira, and it's only last year but one that he got into his personal house. He was renting. So I asked him, why are you renting? He's like, I needed to use the profit of my business to build my house. I don't want to use my capital to build a house where I'm going to sleep. And then also ask yourself, how many hours do you spend in your house? When you're growing up, you spend more hours out than inside.